The Concorde disaster, the fall of the supersonic dream. It was a bright summer afternoon on July 25, 2000, at Charles de Gaulle Airport in Paris. The Air France Concorde, the world's only commercial supersonic jet, was preparing for takeoff on a routine flight to New York. On board were 100 passengers, most of them German tourists bound for a Caribbean cruise, along with 9 crew members. For many, it was a dream flight, a chance to cross the Atlantic in barely 3 hours aboard the legendary aircraft that symbolized luxury and speed. At 4:42 p.m., flight AF4590 began its takeoff roll. The engines roared, the sleek delta wings trembled with power, and the jet accelerated down the runway. But within seconds, something went terribly wrong. A fire on takeoff. As the Concorde reached full speed, one of its front tires struck a piece of metal debris left behind by a Continental Airlines DC-10 that had taken off minutes earlier. The impact shredded the tire, sending fragments hurtling into the underside of the left wing. A fuel tank ruptured. Within moments, a fire erupted, trailing behind the aircraft as it sped down the runway. Flames were captured on video, licking at the wings as the jet struggled to lift off. Air traffic controllers saw the fire and radioed a warning. "Concorde, you have flames behind you," they said. But by then, it was too late to abort. The aircraft had passed takeoff speed. It had to go airborne. A desperate struggle. With one engine failing and fire spreading rapidly, the pilots fought to gain altitude. Witnesses on the ground reported seeing the jet climbing unsteadily, flames shooting from its underside. Inside the cockpit, alarms blared. The crew tried to divert to La Bourget Airport just a few miles away, but the aircraft was losing speed and power. Barely a minute after takeoff, at a height of just 200 feet, it rolled sharply to the left. At 4:44 p.m., the Concorde crashed into a small hotel in the suburb of Goins, exploding into a fireball. All 109 people on board were killed instantly, along with 4 people on the ground. The investigation and the end of an era. The French Accident Investigation Bureau B spent years examining the cause. The verdict: the metal strip dropped by the Continental jet had caused the tire burst and fuel tank rupture, leading to the catastrophic fire. Continental Airlines was later found partly responsible, but the tragedy went deeper than blame. It exposed the fragility of the Concorde's design, a marvel of 1960s engineering that was no longer suited to modern safety standards. After safety modifications, the Concorde briefly returned to service in 2001. But public confidence never recovered. The aircraft was finally retired in 2003, bringing an end to the era of commercial supersonic flight, a symbol of glory and grief. For decades, the Concorde had represented the height of technological ambition, a collaboration between Britain and France that united speed, elegance, and prestige. Its crash was more than the loss of lives. It was the death of a dream. Today, the last surviving Concorde jets rest in museums around the world, silent reminders of both human brilliance and human tragedy. The name Concorde still evokes awe, and the memory of Flight 4590 remains etched in aviation history as the day the skies fell silent for supersonic travel.